A long tail cast on is a very useful technique for when you're making objects that need a little bit of stretch, like for example the brim of a hat or the neckline of a sweater or a snood. You need to be able, it allows you to be able to get a larger object like your head through it and it not distort too much or stretch. It will snap back because of the stretchy nature of its shape. So it's a useful technique to know. And it's made by creating the stitches using the tail rather than knitting directly onto the two needles. One of the things that people do get wrong is miscalculating the amount of yarn needed in the tail to create the stitches, and there's a really easy way to do that. Say you need 25 stitches. You take the yarn, the working yarn, and you wrap it around the needle 25 times, which is one for each stitch, as you go along. And when you get to the end, there we go, add another couple of inches for luck, and that is the amount of yarn you need for your 25 stitches. So we start by making a slip knot and putting it on to our needle. We then have the tail out to the right and the working yarn off to the left. I'm right-handed, so that's how I work. I work on the left hand. So holding the working yarn in my left hand, I wind it once round my thumb and I put it onto the needle. The tail in my right, I'm going to bring around and into that loop which I've made and pull it off, which makes a stitch. And again, round my left thumb, onto my needle, tail comes over the top, and the yarn comes, and the loop comes off over the top. That's making stitches, and you can see it's giving a nice solid edge, which won't go anywhere and will snap back when it's stretched. It gives a lot of movement between the stitches on this brim. So this is the basic principle of how to do it. It is possible. It's also a much quicker way of making stitches. I'm going slow here, and we will now show you how to do it one-handed.
Okay, so this is my way of doing long tail cast on, or that is to say, this is the way that I do it, because there are several different ways of doing it. So you make a slip knot. There's your slip knot. Pop it on the needle. Then hold in like that, so you've got your tail coming here, you've got your working yarn there. Put your two fingers through, and you are going to go scoop up through the loop on the thumb and then pull through from the finger. So I'll show you that again. So you're going up through the loop on the thumb and then scooping in a stitch from the finger, tightening it up, scoop, and then tightening it up each time by pulling that tail, which is the one on your finger, and that gets it, the one on your thumb, and then that gets it ready for the next stitch. So do that again, through that, scoop it up, bring it tight,